sitting here at the house of Jivanjili with two of her students, I may call you. Can you please state your name for the movie and tell us what your name means and when Jivanjili gave that name to you? I'll start with you on the left for the viewers on the right.
My name is Nebu. My name means pure gold. And it's also one of the names of one of the lionesses that we met in South Africa when we made a trip with Jivanjili to meet the white lions. And the first night that we visited the white lions, we made a tour in two groups. There were, I think there's a family of white lions and they're separated in different areas. And when we made the trip and we came back, we gathered around a camping fire and we shared our experiences. And that was the moment that Jivanjili told me, your name is Nebu.
And how did you react?
I froze.
Yeah?
Yeah. It was very funny because one of the Sangha members, she was talking about meeting Nebu, and at that moment it was very strange. At that moment I got a flashback. I was just looking at her and listening, and I heard, that is your name. And at that moment Jivanjili looked at me and she said, yeah, this is your name.
And were there tears or laughter or joy?
No, it was really, like I said, like frozen. It was...
Yeah. No emotions.
I felt like crying, and at the same time there was joy, but I didn't know really how to react or what was appropriate, so I just sat silent and took it in.
And how long is that ago? How many years ago?
Maybe 4?
Yeah, 3 or 4 years. Yeah, no, maybe now 4 years. Yeah, it was May or June. Yeah.
And do you still use your old name?
Yeah, also.
Okay.
At work I do. Yeah.
And with family?
No, with family they know that I would like to be named or called Nebu.
Mm-hmm.
So they do that, but they also use my other name, so they switch. And with friends, almost all my friends call me Nebu. And I also introduce myself as Nebu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then people start asking, oh, what a beautiful name, and where's it from? You can tell the story.
I can tell the story. Yeah, true.
Yeah. And for you, what's your special name?
My special name is Arundatti.
Arundatti?
Yes. I was given the name, I think, 7 years ago. And it was in India. We were at the ashram of Ananda Maima. She's there, over there in the book.
Mm-hmm.
And we were having satsang there at the ashram. And I asked Jivanjili for a name. So she didn't just give it to me, I really asked for it. And I remember that I asked for it because I was really... I didn't prepare it like, okay, I'm gonna ask it, but I really felt like if I do that, then there's no way back for me. Then I have to come out for what I'm doing and what I really feel in my heart to do.
Yeah.
So when I asked it, and then she gave me the name Arundatti, and Arundatti is the name of it was an elephant living in India, and it was so called a spirit, a being, and Shanti Mai saw Arundatti the elephant as a spirit, as a being.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was named after Arundatti, the being, the elephant being. And the meaning of the name is goddess of the earth, noble being, and giver of the stars. Datti stands for giver.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when I got the name that I was really happy and excited that I asked for it. But I also remember that everybody was laughing because I was named after an elephant. And the next morning I woke up and I was like, oh my God, what did I do? Now my name is Arundatti and I have to tell that to my family and my friends. I got really scared. Like, oh my, what did I do? And on the other hand, because of the scaredness and the fear, also something fell off me. Like, okay, so there's no way back. I can't hide for anything. This is it. So it really felt like also freeing. Yeah.
Is that the function of such a special name, that the old can be left where it is and you get a blank sheet of paper which can be filled in again, or will never be filled in again? I talked to a singer who also changed his name, and that was his explanation. He said, for me the old didn't work anymore.
Well, it feels like that. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, and how I experience it also is to see that even with the name that my parents gave me, there's so much attachments and memories, and with a new name, it starts afresh.
Yeah.
And how I also experience it as a quality, like Jivanjili, how I experience it, she sees something, or that is a quality of my being, or a quality everywhere, I don't know. And then to really how do you say that?
Also, that it's possible to live that.
Yes.
That you can live that quality.
Yeah, to embody it. That's the word. Yeah, to embody it. Yeah.
It's a strange thing that we give babies a name when they are born. We don't know what they're gonna feel like, be like. So maybe we should just wait for 4 or 5 years and then.
Yeah.
So I can see the quality of that. How did you meet Jivanjili? How did she come on the path of both of you?
Maybe you can start.
I was born in the south of Holland, in Zeeland, and I remember that I wanted to go to Amsterdam, to live there, to study there, because I was really afraid of Amsterdam. And I thought, okay, it's a big city and I'm afraid and I really want to experience that. That was always in my life, like, okay, if I'm really scared of it, then I have to do it. And when I went studying in Amsterdam, I really thought, okay, if I go there, then I want to go for meditation.
At which age?
I was 19, I think, or 20. 19, yeah. And I don't know why, but I really thought, okay, if I go and live in Amsterdam, then I will do that. In Zeeland, it was not, I don't know, it was not so famous, or not so many meditations clubs. I think they were there, but I didn't know them. So I really thought that. And I thought, okay, then I go to Amsterdam and I will study psychology. I thought that's nice, and I get to know about the human mind, and I was interested in that. And then I went to Amsterdam, and at the university where I studied, they have the wall with the brochures of people who want to sell some things, or maybe some clubs that you can join. And there was a little leaflet of a person who gave meditations. So I took it and I thought, great, I'm gonna do that. I would like to know what that is. And I went there, and a woman gave that, and her name was Akasha, and she gave meditation lessons, and I went to her, and I remember that I was there, and I felt like peace and relief, and I thought, this is it, I want to do this. And she traveled with Jivanjili. She was a student of Jivanjili. And she went to India like almost every year with Jivanjili. And then there was a time that I thought, I want to go traveling. We already traveled to Africa, but I thought I want to go to a country that I don't know, and that I will go there and I will be totally alone. And again, I want to see what happens. If I'm afraid, what I will do. And then Akasha said to me, you can also do that and come to India, because I will be there with my master, with Jivanjili. Then you can come and meet her, and you can also have your travel. And I thought, oh, that's nice. Then I won't be so afraid, because I know she will be there, and I have a mission, something like that. And then she said, you have to meet Jivanjili. She will have satsang, and I didn't know about her. And so I went to a satsang to see her, and I was like, wow, this is really, really great. So
what struck you? What did you feel there?
I remember the first time that I saw her that I only remember myself like, this is what I really want to know. This is really what I want to know.
This is what I'm searching for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you inviting me because it was in Amsterdam, the satsang, and you called me and you said that you were going there and if I wanted to join. And I didn't do meditation, I lived in Leiden. So I joined her, it was on a Sunday afternoon, and I remember the quietness. There was, what I remember is there were many people, maybe 15 or 20, and in the beginning, we were sitting in silence. Jivanjili was already in. She already entered and had sat down. And we were sitting for a long time in silence. And when we opened our eyes, I remember Jivanjili asking, who heard the plane flying over? And I hadn't heard the plane. And I was like, what is this? Wow. That was the moment that I realized, there's so many things going on. I didn't even hear anything. I was just, that is really the investigation and the experience that I wanted to, experience. Yeah.
Was there so much trouble in your life at that moment?
No.
No. So it was not a trying to flee something or escape some mental business problems, studying too much, burnout. You were completely at peace with yourself when you...
No.
No, it wasn't. No. You, but I'm curious to hear you. But I was quite...
What was the biggest problem then in your life?
Thinking.
Yeah, the mental activity.
Oh my God, I
remember
was getting crazy.
Yeah, I remember so well. I was worried about everything. Like if you would see me, you would think that everything is fine because I was studying, I had my house, I had a job, I had friends. And in the meantime, I was worrying about everything.
You were scared shitless.
Oh, yeah. Being in groups, how to behave, how to react. I remember even in classes that I would choke and
panic attacks maybe.
I get so nervous, like, I should ask something, I should be very clever, I should be wise, I should know all these things, because most of my colleague students, I thought they were so intelligent and they would connect all different theories and different books together, and I would be like, I don't know.
You were studying psychology also?
No, I study in Leiden anthropology.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
It's quite the same.
Yeah, and I also remember the unstoppableness of my mind. That there was never a quiet moment. And the only moments I experienced quietness was I would go to house parties. That was my experience of, okay, then at least, it was like therapy. Okay, then at least I can be a bit quiet and I can experience peace. That was really for me.
That's strange with that loud music.
Yeah, but then, I would be in the music and be in the atmosphere and... Yeah.
That was your moment of peace at a house party.
Yeah.
Did you have something like that? Maybe going to the movie or drinking a lot or...
What would I do?
Sporting.
Well, no, it is true. I would also go to dance parties, only psychedelic trance, Goa parties. And what I really like there is to just dance. Let my body move, not think, and not be worried about how I should do. And because everybody there was or high on drugs, or they would be so free, like, to move in any way, that it was just fine being there. I didn't have to pretend. And that was maybe the thing that worried me the most, that I thought that I need to be somebody, that I needed to place myself in whatever situation, that I had to prove that I was worth it, and that I meant something as someone. And there it wasn't. I could just be, and that is also what I experienced when I when I not experienced, I still experience that when I'm here with Jivanjili on travels or here in satsang. Just
You don't have to be somebody.
no.
Yeah, just be.
Yeah.
Yeah. You studied psychology. Did you first started thinking about maybe, oh, it's my ego which is playing stupid things, or what was there? Did you find something in psychology that helped?
No.
Nothing at all.
No.
And how did your college students react when they heard that you were visiting a guru or a teacher, or did you tell anybody?
Mm. Yeah, I remember I told them, because when I'm enthusiastic, then I am really enthusiastic.
Yeah.
So they really would know. And so I really told about it. But I remember that I was so enthusiastic about it, because I really felt like I discovered something.
Yeah, you have to tell anybody.
Yeah, this is the
Yeah.
answer, because I was really also with some students. I went to the house parties, and to be honest, we used quite some drugs also.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we found like a way of also the mind opening in some sort of experience also. But then I really found, when the first time I came to India, I was like, but this is the feeling I know
From
yeah. And I always remembered on the house parties, if I feel like this, it must be possible also not being there and not. Because I also remember, before I come to that answer, that on the house parties, I really experienced the unity. Being all together, being so loved with all the person. And I knew it is because we are all using the drugs. But still the feeling is there.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember coming to India, meeting Jivanjili, that was there, that feeling that I already discovered in myself. So with my colleagues at psychology, I think I told them about that, and they were in the psychology, that would be the answer. And that's also why I finished my bachelor, but I couldn't go on with it, because I didn't believe that could be an answer.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. But also the name that Jivanjili gave me, they all accepted that. Not that there was nothing not to accept, but they would use that. And they really knew my experience was, I was so enthusiastic about it. It was not something I believed or not believed.
Yeah.
It is for me.
It was sincere. It was no hype
No.
or a little thing you joined, or
No. So, yeah.
Yeah. You seem both quite young. You are 30, 31, or?
I'm 34.
32.
Yeah. So, and you've been doing this for almost 10 years, you maybe longer?
Yeah, also 10 years, I think.
Yeah. It's quite unique that someone discovers this at an early age, 20, 21. If you watch all the videos on YouTube, you see a lot of people with grey hair.
I also have grey hair.
Yeah, oh, okay.
Me not, but she...
I do, many.
What does it change in your daily life? Are you still interested in things that other women of your age are interested in? Are you still interested in making career, having babies, getting the new car, the big house? What changed in practical sense?
For me, in practical sense, what really changed is that, like with
many
French,
things changed actually.
Yeah. But one thing that is coming up in my mind is like also being with friends. I used to be really like, who's my friend, who is not, really like controlling.
Mm-hmm.
I still control a lot. But this is a thing I really saw, like I can't control people. That I have like an orchestrated life with family, and I have friends, and I have social things, and I was always really orchestrating that, controlling that, and not doing things that I really liked to do.
Yeah.
And that really changed. I don't go for birthdays or not like I don't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm against that, but I don't feel like doing that. And being with Jivanjili, it's not like the person Jivanjili tells me what to do, but I feel more committed to what I really feel and like really doing that. And I don't feel alone in that.
Yeah.
So I have friends, but I don't go there many times, or that I go to birthdays, or that I do that because I have to do that.
You don't conform anymore to
Not that
what
much.
society tells you to.
Well,
Yeah,
also
I want-
to keep on looking at situations and well, for example, the news, or at my work, there's many things going on. To be able to look more with a distance, to see my reactions going, my tendencies to control or to make strict rules, or to have it all figured out, and to be able to more look at like the change, the constant change, and to see that, like you say, that I can't control anybody, and I can't figure anything out. I really want like to have a list with dots that says, okay, if you do this and this and this, then it all works out. And by realizing and seeing that there is no such list, and that even I change the whole time, and that I cannot even depend what I feel in the morning if it will be the same in the afternoon, in the evening. It makes it so much more relaxed in a way, and softer also, to be not so strict with myself. I think that is one of the biggest changes, to be more kind to myself, and I see that also works in the rest of my life, and also to have more fun, to have a lighter life, in that sense that.
Yeah.
Whatever happens, and sometimes it hurts, and sometimes it really frustrates me, especially at work, where there's so many things and so many people coming and going at the same time, and to be more light about it and more relaxed and say, okay, this is it then, okay, let's see. Like, for example, last year, one of my colleagues, one of my immediate colleagues, she got a burnout, and we were in quite of an emergency situation, so she needed to be replaced immediately. And we work with a lot of volunteers, and one of the volunteers was the best candidate. But for a year or so, we didn't connect very well. So there were struggles, and we sometimes had fights even. But he was the best candidate. And that was one of the moments that I saw, okay, there's nothing that I can do. This is what's going to happen. And instead of really fighting it or wanting to change it, to in a way embrace it and be with it. And well, we're 4 months later, and it's going really well. So that is nice to see that changes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this man was maybe one of your teachers then?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Definitely, yeah.
And that's great about Jivanjili. Well, she's not sitting there, but I'm pointing at her chair where she sits normally. That she tells also you and me, go out in the world and have a life. So don't go sit on the mountain and don't talk to anybody. Because
to really experience it in daily life, yeah.
And how did it change things for you with maybe family? Are there people you maybe see more often, or you get a better connection with, or colleagues maybe also? No story that comes to mind?
Yeah, I'm thinking, it's not really like with my family, but I
Neighbors?
No, yeah, but you know what comes to mind is like, I have a child, and he's 5, and I had a husband, but we separated. That comes to my mind. That, you know, being with Jivanjili, it really demands from me, like, really listening to my heart, and really,
No excuses anymore?
No.
No.
No, and that, you know, it's nice to be in a family life, and I had a really nice husband. He's really loving and really caring, and I get tears if I talk about him, because he's really a sweet man. But I knew it was not good anymore. It was not good to be in that. And I, of course, don't say that if you will be with someone like Jivanjili or go on this path, if you can call it like that you have to divorce or do things like that. I really don't think that is necessary. But for me, it was so demanding that I can't do any concessions, even also not on that path.
Yeah.
You know, it's not possible.
No.
So in that sense, yeah, it changes a lot.
Yeah, things will change inevitably.
Inevitably.
Good word.
Yeah.
That's
Good word. Yeah.
really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Inevitably.
Inevitably.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
let's
see
say
it
it
now.
one more
tick,
time.
tick, Inevitably.
Yeah.
Inevitably.
So, what do you guys do with Jivanjili? Is there a lot of meditation going on? A lot of chanting, laughter? How does like a weekend, which is coming up in a couple of weeks, how does that work? Jivanjili sits there. He gives satsang. You sit there together under the blanket.
It will be like that.
And do you? Is there still something new and fresh about what she tells you?
Yeah. You know, it's nice to learn because every time I go to see Jivanjili, I think, especially when I'm in my modus of being in work and being busy, and I can really think, sometimes I have to go there.
Yeah.
But when I come there, it's like, this is it.
Because it's home.
It's home.
Yeah.
Every time it's new.
Yeah.
Every time it's new. And that's what I also think, that if you don't go for a long time, I have seen that happen with people. And that's good for everyone.
Seen what happened?
That people don't come for a long time, or, you know, and you can make things in your mind of everything. You know? That's also, it's maybe not an answer of your question, but I remember what comes up in my mind is like people asking me like, well, what does she bring you? What does it bring you to do this? Maybe this is really crazy. How do you know if that's the truth? And then I said, but I don't know if that's the truth. But nobody else gave me any other sincere or meaning in this life. What they say is even more crazy. Then at least I would rather be crazy here, feeling that it feels good and that it makes sense, than believing what they all say. And that's also always what struck me and what keeps me going there. And every time I am there, and it blows my mind and it opens new doors, and it every time I think, oh, whoa, this is
and also
possible.
How it feels for me is that when we have satsang or meditations, I have never heard Jivanjili say, you should do this, you should be like that. What I heard you say just now, like, go out and experience it. Go and don't take my words. Don't look for me for answers, or that's how I heard it. Go out and experience it and find it out yourself and do research, and that is what brings the adventure for me also. So every time is new, and every time like there are some stories that I've heard before, and then when it comes up in satsang or in meditation, it is anew again, because I hear something new, or if I listen back, I hear something new, because every situation is new. And then if people ask me, okay, what to expect from satsang, I don't know, because I don't even know what to expect. It's even the weekend, like there's this program, like this is what we're going to do, but if that doesn't mean that we have a fixed schedule, like at 8 o'clock we stand up and we do meditation, and then it unfolds. And that is what I really like also with traveling with Jivanjili, that she shows me that to completely let life unfold, and then these beautiful things happen, or people that we meet that have like these beautiful stories or connections that bring us somewhere else to, and that it goes in a stream that is to tap into that and to really follow that, instead of making ideas with my mind and, well, we had this program today, so we need to follow it, and if we don't are there at a certain time, then it doesn't work anymore. And she shows that at every moment you can make a choice again, and every moment you can look at the situation again and see what is there to meet. And that is what I really like, to be invited to experience how life can be and how I can be, and to, I can say go deeper into it or go higher, I don't know, but to make it unfold and unfold and unfold and unfold.
Yeah. So there's a lot of improvisation going on, a lot of improvising. I can imagine that people who are watching this and haven't had that experience of satsang have that feeling when they go on a holiday and they've never been to the place before, and they still have to find out where everything is. And is it like an adventure? Is it like an adventurous vacation every time you go on a satsang for a couple of days with a lot of unborn things, fresh and new all the time? Yeah.
And I think it could not be otherwise, because otherwise it would be out of my little sticky thinking. It would not be, you know what I mean? Eh? Like, if it would be like what I would think, it would always be the same. That would be, then it would be like that.
Yeah.
That is
would be fixed.
Yeah, that is always what I thought. Like being with Jivanjili, like what my mind tells is not really interesting in a way. So. It's true. Like, it's always the same crap going on. Yeah, it's
the same story again and again.
So it's really going in another layer, and I don't know. I don't know. That's always what I don't know who Jivanjili is, and I don't know how she works. I only know what my heart says, and that I really trust that. And I think if I want to go a little bit deeper and see it a little bit bigger, and for nothing but just to feel more free, because that is what I like. And like you say, being more joyful and being more colorful and letting the world more know who I am, for nothing but just to really experience that life. Then it's nice if you go out of your little box thinking and
comfort zone.
And then it's really nice to travel and not be here in Holland and
And what also comes to mind is this field of warmth and openness.
You don't use the word love. Is it love what you experience when you're being with Jivanjili? Or is that a bigger word? And I don't mean the earthly love. I mean
that I understand.
Love with a quality that it can be measured or no boundaries.
I think it is that for me.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm looking at it. Why are you going to say something totally different?
But here it goes. Here it goes. No.
And also,
definitely.
I will keep my mouth.
You're going to start a fight?
We can do that.
That's also nice for a change. No?
That's nice. We can do that.
When was the last time we had a fight?
We can. No, but that's really nice to tell. We know each other for a long time. We could have like a really fights like that. But really like, I am agitated, or like that. But the nicest thing is the last years, like being with Jivanjili and being like so cold on this path, or really like looking at things like they are not there for nothing. Like the example of your colleague, like not looking like, oh God, the colleague, but okay, what's in there for me? And that's also between us. We have a really, amazing. For me, it's amazing to be with her.
You are each other's teachers also.
If you would say it like that, it really is like that. I can call her like in a situation on my work, or I had like an argument with someone, or some things like that, and then I would be like scared or like, what to do with the situation. I would call her. She will never go into the story. Never. She will only listen and ask me some things.
No advice.
If I ask for it,
if I ask for it.
Yeah. But she never goes in the story details. So I have also me, I can be out of the story if I'm out of the story. But if I'm really agitated or really angry, I'm like, give me my right. You have to say I'm right. But she won't say that. So I will be like, okay, and it will settle. And then it really gives the lesson that I can do that in the moment.
Maybe you should start living in one house together.
Yeah,
Well,
we talk
that
about
is our
Yeah,
plan.
that's our dream.
Yeah.
But I want to come back.
She wants to say something.
I want to say something.
Now
At
you
love.
can talk.
At love,
Oh, yeah.
yes, because that it is. That is it. It is love. It is love.
Yeah.
It is
Unconditional love.
totally unconditional,
Because
open
Jivanjili,
pervasive love. It is,
she doesn't demand you coming to her. Or
No.
say,
No.
if I don't see you next weekend,
No.
you're out of
But
the
it
group.
could be, but I'm really honest.
Yeah?
I think, no, I can only speak for myself. It occurs in my mind sometimes because you can make anything of anything. You know, I can think, oh, maybe she wants this for me, or maybe she wants that for me. But I always saw that it's not something she says. I make that up.
It's your imagination.
It's
yeah.
my
Yeah.
imagination.
it is. It is
The
so
moment-
easy to
it's so easy to
make
do
up
that.
rules that
Because
you
we are
think
in a
that she said
group,
something like that.
And they are a
Yeah.
group, and they do. It's not like that, but you can easily
Yeah.
make a story of it.
That's
Yeah.
because we're not
Yeah.
used to
No,
being loved for
No.
no reason.
No.
Or
And
without
that
yeah,
is
there
really
you go.
scared if you
yeah.
come here.
Yeah, that is really
It's really
scary.
scared.
That you can just be there
without restrictions.
Without-
having to
And
be-
that's
without
really-
deserving it,
yeah.
just
Yeah.
being there.
and
And-
that's rare with the people because
Yeah?
you know I just bought a house because me and my husband we live I don't laugh.
And she's going to live with you, okay?
On
No,
the farm.
I'm going to travel for a year in a 4-wheel drive through Africa,
And then...
and then we're gonna live on a farm together.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. So now you tell your
Now
story.
you know.
Well, yeah, now you know.
Now you know.
What was I going to tell?
You were going to tell that you just bought your own house.
Oh yeah, and then you know I don't know that, but all the people being with Jivanjili, like the Sangha, they call it, the group of people, many people, but all those people came to help, you know, it's really like my family. And of course my own family also comes, but it's really, it's beyond that I have to be nice or not nice, you know, it's really...
Or likes and dislikes.
Yeah.
So you're not on Facebook, both of you?
Yeah, I am.
With the thumbs up and the...
I have Facebook, but I really don't look at
just-
it. No,
just-
okay. I didn't get it. I didn't get it.
I will explain to you later.
Yeah, good, you do that.
At the School of Journalism, they taught me I also have to ask critical questions. And for me, that's very difficult with this subject because I love it so much. But I can imagine someone who is watching this things like, how do people react like in your family? Do they say, oh, watch out, you're going to join a cult, they're going to take all your money and your stuff and then abuse you?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, you have nice stories, but
I
I will have short. You can.
Do you want to start with your short
I
story?
will short stories.
She
They
starts.
said that to me. People said that to me. Yeah.
And how did you react?
Yeah, I said, you know, if that would be the case, then I'm willing to do that. Because the life I'm now living, I'm getting crazy.
Yeah.
So I will give away all my money if it's
Yeah.
necessary, because this is also not a life.
Yeah.
And I was not having a really bad life, just like you said before.
But it was not enough.
No, because in my mind I was getting crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, not that I was
Yeah.
in a mental,
Yeah.
you know, but, you know,
And
well, I
also
want-
that I somehow had the feeling, is this it? Is this really
Mhm.
life? So I should study and then get a house and a job and
And children,
is the
bracelets, yeah.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but at that young age, that still amazes me for both of you. That mostly, for example, me, I had to search until 35 to get anything out of the world. I got everything out of the world and still not satisfied.
But I never had the feeling to be a career.
No.
me
No,
neither.
it's it never had
You
been
knew
like
it
that.
wasn't to be found in the world, in stuff,
Yeah.
gaining stuff.
I never had that.
I never had the
Yeah,
attraction
yeah.
also
Me
to
neither.
like
Yeah.
I was thinking about it this weekend because I know some or I heard stories, let's say it like that people know when they're in high school, they know, okay, this is the career that I'm
Mhm.
going to make. They can see really their life path ahead of them, that they go to study in this school and then they find a wife or a husband and they make children. And I never had any idea. I was interested in life, in the experience of life, in meeting people, in
In truth.
exchanges.
Mm.
Yeah, really,
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
looking into it. And so, I would like. I'm single, so I would like to meet a man, and I would.
So man.
Hello.
and
And I would love to have children. So I keep on looking at that. So what is the priority? But this is my first and foremost priority. This is what really burns. This is what really. You know.
You think you're going to get rid of this sometime, somewhere, or is this something that sticks with you with the rest of your life?
What?
The path.
The path, the truth you tasted.
I don't think that you can't go back.
No.
I don't know how it will unfold.
Yeah.
But there's no way back.
But there is a teacher that once told me that it's like a virus that you can't get rid of anymore. When you
no, and it would mean is somehow to forget everything that you've seen and experienced, and then
it's not possible.
You can't put it back in the box anymore.
No,
there are too many things getting out already.
Yeah.
So that's not possible.
Yeah.
And I don't, you don't know. I never know how it will be. You never know how everything will be.
Yeah.
But in that sense, and I was also thinking about Africa. That we met. I will talk for. We met in Africa.
I was going to tell the story about my parents.
You go.
We still have time.
Okay. Now we're in a hurry.
You were like, oh.
We'll cut this part out. Tell.
Oh no, this isn't.
No, it's nice.
This is a good part. We cut it out.
You know those two old men with the Muppet Show?
You have a couple on your couch now.
But we're laughing.
Yeah, they're grumpy, old grumpy men. Yeah.
This is the new version.
This.
I will be quick, okay?
You said that before.
And I never be quick. I always say I talk a lot. And then I say, I will be quiet, but she knows I won't be quiet. No.
We take turns even, so sometimes we go together to Satsang. She lives in Haarlem, I live in The Hague. And I will meet her in Haarlem, and then we drive together for an hour. And we'll be like, I have a story. And then she'll be like, I have it too.
Two stories.
So we take turns.
Yeah.
Okay, are you done now? Okay, I want to talk now. So
Okay.
So I take my turn now.
Go ahead.
Go.
No, but I was thinking about Africa, because we met in Africa, in Ghana. And I don't know how it was for you, but that was also for me a really big experience how much bigger life can be. Being out of the
Contraction.
Yeah, that's the word. Contraction here. And then being out in Africa with happy people that I could sing. Yeah. We had a lot of adventures, like really being alone in buses in the middle of the night.
Yeah. You were really living.
We were really living. And my most experience there was that I experienced that everything would be all right. We really had experiences like being alone, not taxis coming. In Africa, everything happens.
Life takes care of you.
Yeah, really that experience, that you can trust it.
Trust existence.
But when I came back, I don't know how it was for you, but I toeschrijven.
You thought it was because of
being in Africa. So I thought I have to go back to Africa.
I have to live there.
Yeah, because that is where I feel that way.
Yeah.
And that was really when I also met Jivanjili, that it is also possible here.
Mm.
Is it more difficult here with all the rules and the signs on the road and the traffic jams? And no?
I think it's difficult here that the people don't have really much fun. If I look at my job, everybody's really serious.
Yeah.
And everything is really
it's easy to get into the comfort zone, because it's easy to get food, it's easy to get a phone, it's easy to watch the news and talk about the latest technologies, I don't know what.
So you're feeling more numb when you're in Holland, maybe?
But it has changed because being on this path. It has really changed to see the challenge, and also being in a job that maybe is not my enormously
favorite
wildest dream. No, not at least. But that I can see it as, okay, I have the job and I have, how do you call it, your job? I like that so much.
I call
learning place.
I call it my work learning place.
Like seeing it like that. Yeah, that every experience is there to, okay, what can I see in that? And then it's even more, for me, more nicer and more challenginger than, okay, I will live abroad.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Yeah, and
that
I
was
also-
a short
I-
story.
Yeah, it was short. It was a short
Yeah.
story.
Yeah,
Did
you
hear
did
that?
very well.
Yeah.
You told 2 in 1 actually. So that's even more beautiful.
So now it's
I
your
remember
turn.
I traveled a lot in Africa, also for work and for my masters. And what I also saw is the resilience of human beings.
Resilience?
Resilience.
Another word for that?
That
Has
they're
it-
very strong people. Very strong. The inner
Yeah.
core is very strong, because I did research about war-affected youth in northern Uganda, because there was the Lord's Resistance Army terrorizing the population there. And I interviewed a lot of youth, they were younger than me, who had experienced and seen the most terrible things happen. And there they were. They were still living, they were still smiling, they were still making the best of it. And it made me feel in a way so humble that I know that I can go back also to Holland, where there's enough food that I don't have to worry, and still there's this mental thing going on. So how is that possible, you know? How is it possible? So it also encourages me, especially being with Jivanjili, to really make the best out of living here and not searching for it anywhere, but here within my heart, in the life that I am in.
Yeah. Story that comes to mind from Africa, which tells me that there are very smart people over there. When someone gets diagnosed with like a mental illness, with a distortion, here we would give them pills. There they throw a party for that man or woman.
Wow.
They start hugging him all the time and dance and give him food, and he cures in maybe a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
They just
It's
put
amazing.
love into the
and embracing
Yeah.
it and not separating
Yeah.
him or her. Yeah.
And here we put people in mental hospitals and go away, you're strange. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is also what I felt being with a man in a house. Again, with a really nice person and a really loving person, but being really, isolated and separated. And that's also what I feel like
It is
being with
strange,
people like
yeah.
this is so much more nice
Yeah.
than, I have to call you every week 2 times because otherwise we're not friends. Everybody not being in their natural being and being on birthdays and everybody would be like, what's that?
Still, I think when people are watching this, 2 attractive young women, very
Thank you.
very spontaneous.
Ah.
I'm not flirting. I'm just making the remark. But isn't that infectious for people? Isn't that when the 2 of you go out, and I could imagine that it's very attractive for men, for other people who recognize that they have this thing, this spontaneity and this love also inside. But I think, I'm in love with these 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that they feel attracted and they think it's because
of you.
Yes.
And it's yours and I have to get it from you.
Yeah.
So they think, I have to claim you because you give me that special loving feeling. Warm, happy, go lucky.
Yeah.
How do you react to that? When do you say to people, well, that's yours, it's your feeling, try to discover it in your own? Or do you maybe sometimes think, well, if you think it's mine, okay.
Well, first of all, we hardly go out.
Talk for yourself.
Okay, this is the party code. Long time ago, baby.
Oh, yes, long time ago. It was in the time of Charlie Love.
Happy hardcore.
So, at my work, I meet a lot of men, especially clients. I work for the Dutch Refugee Council, so there's a lot of refugees coming to our office. And I work with them, or I support them in the questions that they have. And
they all want to marry you.
No.
They do. They do.
What I really, really like in the interaction is that they appreciate that someone is paying attention to them. And not because of the story where they come from or what they've been through or that now they have little money and a house and they're zielig,
Pathetic.
pathetic, yeah.
You respect them as a
But
normal
I
human
see them
being.
as a human
Equal.
being. I don't read their
Yeah,
stories.
yeah.
They're human beings. They like I am. So they have their
Yeah.
story and they have their plans, and that's the same with the volunteers that come. That I see them for who they are as far as I can. I talk to them at that level, to the heart.
Do you still see them as separate from you, or are they? Do you see yourself in the volunteers you help? Is that someone who is a part of you who you help, or if you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, what I experience is especially when I talk with them one on one, and we're talking about the different clients that they have, or the things that they come across at work, and I really look into their eyes.
And
then it disappears. Then
what disappears?
Then
Separation.
yeah, I look at them and I see their being. I see them for who they are, for whatever that may be, and yeah. That is yeah.
Then the story drops.
The story drops, and for me there is no difference. Like, because I get paid and they're not. It's not no difference.
Yeah.
We're all there to experience something, and sometimes it's not so nice, and sometimes it's very nice, and sometimes there's not even words for it, and we're just there. Yeah.
You still were about to tell us a story about how people reacted.
I thought you wanted to say something about work also.
No, I don't have anything.
Don't you want to talk about it?
No,
It's
yeah,
okay.
okay. No.
Because you were quite young. You were 20, 21, 22 when you first started...
21.
21
yeah.
when you started visiting Jivanjili.
Yeah.
And then your father said to you...
He was very careful.
Watch out.
Yeah, he was very careful.
And that's also loving. It's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
It's a normal reaction.
It's very beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when I look back at it. At that moment, I experienced it quite difficult. I had a relationship then, and I lived together. And my boyfriend also thought, oh, what are you getting into? Why are you going there? And you're going to France, and you're going out on weekends. And after we went to France for the weekend, I really felt that in December I wanted to go to India with Jivanjili. And so I called my mother and I said that is what I want to do. And I don't know how many days later my father called me and he said, I'm worried. I don't know what you're going to do, and I don't know if you will return, and I don't know what you're getting yourself into. So he was in that way very protective. And my boyfriend also, he said, why are you going there? That is what I hear more from people, like, how come you want to go to Jivanjili and be there? You can live your life yourself. Why do you need someone talking to you about it, or why do you need someone to ask questions?
What do you give for an answer then? Is there an answer to that question?
I can't answer that. So when my father said that to me and my boyfriend said that to me, I got really confused because I couldn't explain like theoretically or mentally. I couldn't give like proper reasons why I wanted to go. I just felt like going, and it really got me confused because I was so attracted of going there, and I felt so peaceful and loved and seen. And at the same time, there was my father and my boyfriend that were very important that are very important people in my life, and saying why, you know, questioning it, and in a for me judgmental way.
Was it confusing for you? Or
yes.
Yeah.
And that was also a reason that I decided to not go here. And that was the moment that I broke up with my boyfriend then, to really take distance from all and to really feel, okay, what do I want? And not listen to others and not go because I think I need to go to Jivanjili, but really feel, do I want to go? And is it really my heart speaking?
And you went. you went to see Jivanjili again after
2 or 3 years. Yeah.
So the fire kept burning. You couldn't.
I dreamt so much about her. It's amazing. Yeah, I dreamt so much about her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And is it really about the, let's say, the person Jivanjili? Is it that because she is so special, or is it that thing that we cannot name that shines through her, that touches your heart?
Yeah, the last.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So you are fond of horses, I heard.
Mm-hmm.
I had a girlfriend once who was also a big horse, how do you call it, fan, girl?
Een horse groupie.
A groupie of the horse.
Penny meisje.
Yeah. And she once
With your
told,
braids.
I am a penny meisje.
yeah. And she once told me that you can communicate with the horse without words. How does that work? Is that for you also the case?
It's true. Is it for me the case?
Good English.
Good question.
Yeah.
Now I will tell you.
Do you have your own horse?
No, not. I ride
Okay.
a horse for my lady.
How does that work?
Yeah.
Is a horse enlightened? Is a horse an enlightened being? Which
Is a horse an enlightened being? I don't know what an enlightened being is. I could not tell you what that would be or how it would look like. I don't know that. But what I experienced when I was young, I think I was 10, that my parents gave me my first riding lessons. And I remember my parents are really loving, but they were not having a lot of money, or really, we didn't have a farm or anything. But I really, 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 really loved horses so much. If you talk about power of mind, I don't know what that is, but I could only dream of having a horse. And I got a horse. And now, when I'm a bit older and having a son myself, I asked my mother recently, like, why in God's name did you give me a horse? I mean, you didn't have that much money or anything. But she said, that was not an option. You needed a horse. You wanted a horse so badly. And if you talk like, are they enlightened beings, or can you talk with them? I think I could talk with them. It was just naturally to be with horses for me.
Yeah.
And to talk with them. For me, it was really, I think, I don't know, but it feels like that they saved my life. Like, in a way, like, it prevented me. I had horses from the age of 10 till 21, 22, till I met Jivanjili, I think. And they prevented me from being in groups, from, being somebody. Because I didn't do that. I had to go to my horses, always.
And how is it when you're riding a horse? Is it like the same with a dance? Is it like when you're riding a horse, is there no you and no horse? It's just the riding?
Absolutely.
It's just the activity of...
Yeah. And that's always, I always found that really amazing. Yeah, and I had horses who were really teachers. I know that for sure.
Yeah.
I had a pony, and we only... And then I was
My Little
12.
Pony.
Yeah, it was really, but he was really angry, and I was also really angry.
Okay.
So if you say like that, they really reflected in me what was there. I couldn't see it then. I was only angry, and the horse was also really angry. And then after that, I got a really big horse, and she was like really my mother.
Yeah.
And I think she gave me everything what my mother couldn't give me that
great.
moment.
Yeah.
And she taught me how to be patient. She taught me everything. And I was small, I was like 13, 14, and it was a big, big horse. And then I got a horse who was really young and really big and really blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then I could handle that. So it taught me a lot of being, being everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did.
Nice.
Yeah, really nice.
Yeah.
But then when I was 21, 22, I stopped. I really was so sick of the horses, because that was my life for more than my whole youth. I had horses. So I went to school, I worked, and I went to my horses 2 times a day.
Yeah.
So it was really a job, you know. It was like, I was so sick of it. I was like, I have to breathe. I want to go out. I don't want to have any responsibilities right now. So I stopped, and that was a moment that I went to Ghana. So that was also, amazing. And the horse I had then went to a friend of mine. She went moving and she said, I want to take him. And I was like, oh, great, so I can go. And then with Jivanjili, like 5 years ago, we went to South Africa. And then we met Leon and the horses. And
I don't know his name anymore.
no, I was also thinking. No, the horseman there. I don't remember his name now. No, and I saw then that you can work with horses on such another level, such another way of doing.
Yeah.
But I saw that what I did when I was young, I did it like intuition.
No thinking.
No thinking.
No. No one taught you how to treat a horse. The horse taught you.
Yeah, of course I had lessons, but now I'm really again learning things, and I see what I learn now. At that time I did it like for my intuition. Yeah. Yeah. So that's really Christo. That was the man in South Africa. Yeah.
We're talking for 1 hour and 1 minute now. I'm thinking maybe that's nice to do as an ending. You can choose. Say something to Jivanjili in camera, or say something to the version of you who will watch this in 10 years. What would you like to say to her?
Can we do both?
Yeah, of course.
I would like to do both.
Start with Jivanjili. That's the main reason she brought us together here for this nice conversation. So, would you like to thank her, or maybe express your love for her? Or
already thinking of talking to Jivanjili in this way brings tears to my eyes. I love you so, so much, and I can't express in words what it means for me to have met you and to still meet you and to connect heart to heart. I love you so, so much.
And I would like to say to Jivanjili that I'm so thankful to give me this opportunity to live this life, meeting you, and to have this experience, and that I know that it could not have been otherwise. It could not have been otherwise that I would have met you, and that we met. And I thank you for that.
And thanks for the nice biscuits.
Oh my God, the cake.
Don't talk about it,
the
because
pastry.
I get a bit nauseous.
The pastry we got with the coffee. Okay.
The whipped cream.
Yeah. Okay, and now the version of you when you're 42 years old.
42, eh? Yes.
If we're still alive.
We
will never know.
You're not gonna leave me alone.
No, I'm not leaving you.
What do you hope for? Are there still hopes? Or is that all gone?
No, I have a lot of hopes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Take the floor.
Yeah, I will take the floor. Hello, Arundatti, you will be? 44. My dream is to really live without fear. And to really that you will have your farm, and that you will live in nature, that you will have your horses, and that I will relive my youth and then being 44. And to have a farm where people can come and experience the horses as I want to experience them. And share with people what they have taught me and learned me, and to really enjoy that life.
Put me in it.
And there will be Nebu will be in the farm. Yeah, that's my dream. Yes. So if there are any people who have a farm left and some horses, then I will be willing
to donate.
Yeah, they have to donate.
Oh, donate to you. Okay. Yeah.
You have to be clear about your dream.
Yeah.
So if you know a farm, a nice farm. Yeah.
Without a farmer. Or with a farmer would
if
be a
he's
problem.
young and he's single.
Yeah? Farmer searches for a wife. Oh, here you go.
No, I want a farm.
Okay, just a farm.
Yes.
If you don't want to say anything, it's okay also.
No, I really like it. I
Okay.
really like the proposal, but I was curious about what you were going to say. Well, in 10 years, I'm 42.
Yeah, you're watching this now as a 42-year...
Say hello to yourself.
Dear Nebu, it's so nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Who could have
look so
thought that? Yeah, oh my God. Please see how beautiful you are right now and how full of life you are. I wish that you truly look into everything that comes across your path and that you experience everything, your life to the fullest, fearless, open-minded and heartful, and I wish for you to keep on living your life that way, full of adventure, full of experiences, full of joy, and maybe also sorrow. And I hope that by now you've traveled through Africa in your four-wheel drive, and that you came home with your husband and a baby, and that you could live on the farm together with Arundatti, where you can have your practice in coaching, meditation, and systemics. So I'm so curious. I can't wait.
Okay, thank you very much, both of you, for
Yes.
this nice talk.
Thank you so much.